Do you struggle with editing pictures or knowing what to post? I've had many clients who, couldn't get their before and afters to look right or didn't know how to edit pictures. And so I made a challenge on my group. I said, hey guys, show me your most popular before and after photos. And that way we can all get inspiration from it, and that way we can learn. And so in this video, I'm going to show you 10 of my favorite in no particular order, and we're going to do a little analyzation, and I'm going to show you kind of why I like it or why maybe I think it could be improved based on, because as many of you know, I've ran thousands and thousands. I was counting this morning, probably 50,000 plus advertisements for the beauty industry. And so I want to take that knowledge with you and just show you some of the photos that were posted on my group and kind of what we can learn from it. So let's jump right into it. And this was the post. If you're a member of my group, then you probably saw this earlier this month. So I said, post your most popular before and after photo of your work below so that others can be inspired by your design ideas. I'll pick my 3 favorite and I'll give a special gift to show my appreciation for my support to you. So here's a disclaimer. I was not able to pick my 3 favorites necessarily, but what I did do is pick 10 that really stood out to me. We literally had over 100 comments, probably close to 150 before and afters, and so it was just hard to pick 3 out of there, and I really didn't want to, pick favorites necessarily. But I did want to turn this into an educational opportunity. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, and FYI guys, like if I didn't pick yours or if I didn't screenshot yours, don't get offended. I think they were all great. We had a lot of different great photos posted. The thing is, I wanted to get a variety because I want to teach you guys something, based on my ads experience. I'm going to show you some stuff, and I really didn't want to, pick, more than 10 because that would be a very long video. And so I picked 10 that I thought were really nice, and I'll explain why on each one. So yeah, if I didn't pick yours, don't be offended. Don't be sad. They were all great pictures, but here we go. So Julie posted this one. I thought this was nice because when I look at a before and after picture, what's the point of a before and after picture? It's really to show progress or show the transformation, because what are we selling here? We're selling a transformation. If you're selling microblading or permanent makeup, this is the next best thing since sliced butter, sliced butter. This is the next best thing since sliced bread, that's really going to change their lives. And so I like this transformation because you're saying, hey, this is what she was before and this is what she is after. Now, if you've ever ran ads, you know that before and afters are actually against Facebook advertising policies. Maybe I'll make a separate video on that. If you would like a separate video on that, just comment below and let me know, and I'll talk about how to get around that, some ins and outs of Facebook ads. But let me know first if you're interested. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. I'm going to be coming out with a lot of new content, a lot of helpful content, and so you don't want to miss that. So yeah, I like the before and after because it shows a clear distinction. It shows a big transformation. Now, here's my critique, because with everything I do, I'm always looking for ways to improve, even with my own stuff daily. So here's my critique. I think that if you're going to have either eyes closed in one or eyes open in one, you should have it congruent. It's like a science experiment. We have different variables, but you want to keep it to one variable so that you can really focus on that one change. And because if you have a bunch of different variables going around, it's going to be not a really good experiment, or not a good demonstration, because you're not really sure how much each thing affected it. So let's keep the variables to a minimum. And what I mean by that is the same poses, the same facial features if you can. Now you might have to coach your client a little bit on this. And like if her eyes are open on the first one, then make sure her eyes are open on the second one. And so that would be my critique for this one, is just next time, try to get a eyes open on the top, and if you're going to do eyes open on the bottom. And by the way, based on my ads experience, I do think that having your eyes open, or having the client's eyes open, does perform better. Cool. And I do like the logo. It's nice and clean, and it's a nice watermark without really messing up the image. One of the biggest mistakes I see on before and after pictures, or just any pictures in general, in this industry is people will try to, protect their work, and so they watermark it, and it looks awful because you got huge like big lines going across it, and you mark it up so much that you end up ruining your own work and really hurting your own marketing, just because you're trying to protect it. So be careful about that. I like nice, simple watermarks and logos. If you don't have a logo, we do logos, FYI. All right, let's move on to the next one. So Karen posted this one. I like this because it was a different style. So instead of just like the top and the bottom, we've got, sorry, I keep moving my mouse because I think you can see my mouse, but we've got in the bottom corner a little before, and then the after is the big. This is a nice style. I like it because you're really focusing on the after, but you do have the before in the corner. I think it's cool. Overall, her head's about the same angle, and so that's good. And you can really see the difference because her brows went from kind of like teardrops to much better looking. And so I really like this. And of course, it's got a very small, simple watermark on the bottom, like I talked about. It's not cluttering up the image, and so I really do like that one. So good job, Karen. And as I'm going through these, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you think that I'm, there's something you could add on these pictures, or you really like somebody's work and you want to give them a compliment, just let them know in the comments, or let me know in the comments below. We always love engagement on this channel. Cool. So now we got Bianca. She has a very clean looking photo here. Especially that after, because you can really see the clear defined brow. So I like that. That might just be going along with the style, but props to her, because I know, taking the photo and capturing that style is hard. And that's why I'm trying to help as many of you as possible, showing what photos tend to work better. Because out of these 10, I think all of them would probably perform good on ads. And so if you can get photos and learn something from this video, then I would love for you to learn. So cool. Yeah, the only critique I would have on this one is the before, is a different angle. And so I don't really like when like one face is angled this way and the after is angled a different way, because you're not getting that apples to apples comparison. Like I mentioned with the variables, I think a better way to put it is just apples to apples. You don't want to be comparing like, a smiling person to a sad person, or there are ways you could use that to your advantage if they're like look unhappy on the before and then they're like super happy on the after. And so that's a cool psychological trick you could try. But a nice logo in the bottom. So overall, I like this one. Now, here's one thing, and I'm going to move over so you can see me a little better. Here's one thing I've noticed with mask. Be careful, because I know everyone has to wear a mask in your studio or salon based on the new rules. But the thing we run into is if on Facebook there's some advertising policies where they think you're trying to sell masks. Now, to be honest, they've gotten a lot better about this. It was really bad this summer, and like right after COVID hit, that they would deny ads because someone's wearing a mask, because their algorithm thought you were selling masks or something, which apparently was against terms of service. So be careful about masks, but overall we've been running pictures with masks and they tend to work fine now. So that's just a little side note. All right, going on. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm on my computer here putting up these images. So we already saw that one. All right, so Jen Chapman, she's awesome. Very good client, very long-term client. She's awesome. So let's look at her eyeliner picture. I really like this one because, it's just a pretty picture. It's hard to capture eyeliner. I've seen very few good before and after eyeliners. And so I think like showing a clear change with this one, a really good job by Jen, of course. Now, I'm not taking away from anybody's work. Like, you might, like, I've seen people who have like great work, but they're not able to capture good photos. And so on all these photos, like, they had both great work, so props to all these artists, and they were able to capture that on photo. And so they had two different skills there, the photography skills and the actual, microblading or permanent makeup skills. And so good on them. So yeah, I like this eyeliner. Not much I would change there. I mean, it looks nice. I mean, maybe the skin shade is a little bit different, and so I would try to keep skin shades the same so it doesn't look like a drastic different picture, but I know a lot of that's the lighting. So if you have any tips on lighting, or if you found a light that really works for you, I would love to know about that, because, it's hard to find good lighting these days, or at least, depending on your situation. So Lupita. I hope I said that right, but she has a really good before and after here. I think this is some form of machine work. I don't want to sit here and be like, this is powder brows or this is ombre brows, because I should be the expert on that. But I know what looks good as a normal person who's not an artist. I know what looks good, and I know what runs good on ads because I've run so many ads. But I couldn't sit there and tell you every single style. I'll leave that expertise up to you guys. Anyways, I do really love this before and after picture. I think it shows a clear transition, a transformation, and it shows, it's a very drastic change. And, that's what people are looking for. They're looking for, sometimes they're looking for more natural stuff, but sometimes they want to, see a big change. And so, of course, you're going to have different types of clients, and that's why it's good to have a variety of content, because if you only post the same style over and over again, you're really not going to appeal to a wider audience. And if you're able to be successful in your small niche of maybe you only have like huge transformations, that's awesome. But like I always tell my clients, post a variety of content, try to do a variety of angles, a variety of things, so that even if you have the best picture ever, if it's the same over and over again, people are going to get bored with it. And so, try to have a variety of different things, videos, photos, all kinds of stuff. Cool. So Jen Boyd, another one of my awesome friends / clients, she posted this and I really like it. She said it was one of her recent favorites. It's very good. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. You guys see that it's a clear transformation. You can see that all the brow strokes look good. I'm sure to an expert that looks even better, but to my naked eyes, it still looks great. And I think that would run great on an ad. It's a good demonstration. Now here's the question. Should your pictures be close in like this and zoomed in? Because I know as artists, you guys love this stuff because you can see the strokes, you can see every detail. But what about a normal person like me or a normal potential client? What would they like to see? Maybe they would like to see the full face. So going back to having a variety, sometimes it's good to zoom in, and sometimes I think showing the full face is very important because, think about it from a psychological perspective. Like as a potential client, do I just want to have beautiful brows? Maybe a potential client might just say that. Or why do they really want? You always got to look at the root source. Why do they really want brows? It's because maybe it'll make them feel better. Maybe it'll make them be overall more confident. Maybe they think it'll change their overall look, which, as we know, it would. Maybe it'll save them time. And so try to think of the root cause or the root reason people really want something. And once you realize that, hey, maybe it's not just the brows they want that full life-changing, transformation, that, they want the look, that new look. Then maybe you can just show them like full face. Maybe get some clients to take selfies where they're like maybe in the gym sweating, after recovery, of course. But maybe they're in the gym sweating and their brows are not coming off. Maybe they're jumping out of the pool. Get lifestyle type photos. And that's one thing I really never see, because I know it takes a little coordination with, the client. But get lifestyle photos where it's like, hey, this is my service, can change your lifestyle this drastically. So that's a really good tip right there, I think. If you agree, let me know by liking this video. All right, so let's go to Jasmine Carter. So I really like this one because it's kind of a different angle. So I wouldn't post all my pictures where they're upside down. Like I see some artists that they always post pictures upside down. Don't do that. It's okay to have it every now and then, but you want the human face to recognize it as quick as possible. And one of the ways that I went through and picked a lot of these pictures as I scroll through, and if a picture caught my eye, I screenshotted it. And that's because that's how people see posts. That's how people see ads. They're not sitting there analyzing every single post. They're scrolling through their Instagram feed. They're scrolling through their Facebook feed. And then they're like, bam, oh, something caught my eye. What is this? Oh, this is microblading, or oh, this is permanent makeup, or whatever service you do. And so try to get things that are going to, register in the mind quickly, because studies show that, one of the first things a human baby can detect, even when they're first born, is a human face. And so our brains are not psychologically, we are innately programmed to detect a human face. And so if you're posting pictures of people upside down, it's going to make our brains work harder, and then we're just going to keep scrolling. But with all that being said, I do like this photo, and I think it's a great transformation. Would love to see what it looks like upright. And so let's see the next one. All right, so Tesla said, that's a cool name, Tesla. So this is a really good photo because obviously it shows, clear difference. I would want to know what she edited it with because it's very good editing. I see no redness and stuff, and I always get mixed reviews on when I ask my group, like, hey, do you guys like to edit, or what types of things you do to edit, or do you edit your pictures at all? I would love to know that in the comments. So do you edit your pictures, or do you think that the all natural look is the most honest way to do it, or do you think that you need to clear up some redness and stuff so people don't get the wrong idea? So that's a big debate right now. I personally am not going to spill my opinion on that because I think, both sides of the story have, pluses and minuses. I mean, obviously, I guess I can go through the pluses and minuses. One side, if you don't edit at all, then yes, you can show it's very honest. It's like, hey, this is what it actually looks like when it happens. But on the other side, if you do edit a little bit, take out some redness and stuff, obviously you don't want to over edit it and make it like deceptive. But I think if you take out a little redness and stuff and, make it look nice. I mean, we all edit ourselves every day. I mean, like, I comb my hair. You probably wear makeup every day. We all edit ourselves to a certain point. And so I think the whole argument of it needs to be extremely raw and stuff, I mean, if it's your business we're talking about and you want to really show the clients, like, hey, this is how great it can look, maybe a super redness, like irritated picture is not the best. With like people's like pores and acne everywhere, that might not be the best representation of what you actually do. And so that's just my 2 cents on that. But yeah, I like the way this is edited. I think it's nice. It has like a little logo on it, so that's cool. Cool. So I thought I would change it up a little bit and show you like, hey, we've seen like people with like sparse brows or different brows go to permanent makeup, but what about somebody with no brows? She said this was her most liked photo without any ads, without any promotion. Unfortunately, she said also done right after I got cheated on, so sorry about that. But yeah, I really like this photo for obvious reasons. I don't think I have to sit here and explain it to you. It's a great transformation. It's a beautiful transformation, and so I can see why that's the most liked. It's awesome that person will now be able to live a more normal life with brows, and so that's cool. All right, so is that everything? Oh, we got one last one. So this is also, I wanted to change it up a little bit, microneedling. So I thought this was a cool transformation, as you said, after one session. This was after one session, so that's pretty amazing results. That's pretty cool. Now, I will, as a disclaimer, if you were to post this as an ad, it will probably get denied. Facebook's a little bit more lenient on like brows and lips and stuff, but when it comes to like wrinkles and acne and things like that, Facebook can be pretty strict. So I'd love to see like a video of I love microneedling videos, like showing the actual procedure and putting some like cool music to it and stuff. Like I think that's really nice. But yeah, this is a very good picture. Here's a pro tip if you've never heard this from me before. To get around the whole before and after thing, post like a cool video clip or like maybe you explaining the service or like some kind of content that will get approved, and then in the comments, and this is talking about an ad, in the comments you can post as many before and afters as you want. I don't think the algorithm detects that, and it's a pretty cool way around it because it's like, hey, in the comments of this ad, you can see all my work, you can see before and afters, you can see whatever you want. And so I really like the whole comments workaround thing. I don't see many people doing that anymore, but I also like to post screenshots of testimonials or reviews in the comments, and so that's a cool strategy for ads. So all right, guys, like I said, if I didn't pick your photo, it's not because I didn't like it. It's probably just because I was scrolling through hundreds of photos. And so I was just trying to find a variety of ones that kind of stood out to me. And so if you did participate, thank you so much. If you're not in my group yet, it's called Microblading and Permanent Makeup Marketing. It's a free Facebook group. We have 10,000 members now, so woohoo. but yeah, it's a fun group. We learn a lot. I keep it spam free. There's no people like selling courses or whatever. Like it's all educational. It's all about growing your business. It's all about marketing. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't heard my podcast, it's called the PMU Marketer Podcast. I've gotten a lot of great feedback on that, but I think a lot of people still don't realize that I have a podcast, and so that's a cool resource to learn. Whether you're working out or driving in your car or whatever, and you want to listen to me talk about some cool tips and tricks and stuff, then that's all good. And one last thing, if you have not seen my free boot camp that came out like 2 months ago now, you're definitely missing out. And I know there's got to be somebody watching here that has not seen it. Don't think about like, oh, boot camp, I'm going to have to do all this stuff. No, it's a 90-minute video where I go through 9 steps to building your free marketing strategy. It's not like most free content where it's very gimmicky and kind of basic, and like this is honestly probably one of the best courses I've ever done. I actually went into detail. I gave examples. I showed like a lot of cool stuff. To be honest, I should have sold it, or I don't know. I like helping people, but maybe I should have charged for that. But it is a amazing piece of free content. So to get to that bootcamp, go to pmumarketer.com/bootcamp. pmumarketer.com/bootcamp. All right, guys. Well, if you enjoyed it, let me know. And until next time, see you later.